can just take a cylinder. I'll just extrude this and key faces together. I'll off it. And then I'll just scale this. And then I'll just take a copy of this. Control D. And I'll just move it. So now the thing is, when I start rotating this particular object should rotate in opposite direction. So in that case, this particular this particular object will be the parent and this will be the child. So for that, you can just go to animation, key, set driven, and set. So here, which one will be the parent? So that will be the driver, and the child will be the driven. So select that particular parent object, and then click on this load driver. And before that, better freeze this transformation, because here you can see in the channel box all these values are changed. Even for the child also the values are changed. So both I'll just select and I'll just go to modify and freeze transformation. So everything will come to the default value. So once it is done, so just select this parent object and click on the driver and select this and click on the driven. So now, as I said, when I just rotate this object in y-axis, this should also rotate in y-axis, but it should be in minus value, right? So in that case, the first add a key by selecting the axis. So right now you can see when I just rotate, it is rotating in y-axis. So even this object. So for both the rotate y, you have to add the key. So without giving any values, just with the 0 value, add a key for that. Once the key is added, again select this parent object, rotate y. Here you mention 360 degree. And this one child should rotate in minus value. So that case, give minus 360 degree. So when I just rotate the parent, child will rotate in opposite direction. So the value is given, again add a key. So now just close it. So now I can see when I just rotate this parent object, child is also rotating. But it is only from 0 to 360. After that it will not rotate, because we have not given infinity. So you have to give pre-infinity and post-infinity to rotate forever, and also in the minus value also. So you can see when I go with the less than 0 and all, you can see it is not rotating, and also plus value also it is not rotating. So that means only from 0 to 360 it will rotate. So for that thing, you can just go to window, animation editor. In that, choose this graph editor. So here you can't see any graph here if you select the parents, because the key is added for the child. So select the child and give pre-infinity and post-infinity. So select this keyframe, click on this pre-infinity cycle, and post-infinity. So when you just rotate, you can see it keeps rotating forever. So you can see it is going in 1000 value, and also it is in minus, but still the child is rotating. Right. So like this animations, you can just do it with the help of this set driven key. And one more problem is it is overlapping. It will usually overlap like this. You can see it is touching. So that should not happen. So in that case, we have to give linear tangents. It's because of this curve. So select this child object. So there you can see this curve. So if this is like this, when you just rotate, it will start overlap. So make it tangent thing. So select this two keyframe So usually it will be in spline tangent. So change this to linear tangent. So once you click on this linear tangent, it becomes straight. And here when you just rotate, you can see it is starting from point values. It will not overlap. So like this kind of animations, you can just do it here. So as I said, there are different ways. So like tween animation and pose to pose animation. With that, this kind of animation. So set driven key animations can be done. So this one, and also I'll show you one more example, that car one which I showed. The same thing I'll show you. I'll take cylinder, rotate in 90 degree, and scale it. And subdivision axis, a little reduce it, and then give freeze transformation for both the object. Go to modify, freeze transformations. So now this will be the parent and wheel will be the child. So just go to set driven key, set. So if this is the parent, so that will be the driver, and if wheel is the child, so that will be the driven. So select this parent object, load driver, and select this wheel and give load driven. And here what we have to do is, when what should happen is, when we move this particular object, I mean the body, the wheel should start rotating, and also it should move with the particular object. So first we'll just go with some value. So like you can see in which axis it is moving. So it is moving in translate Z, and this one should rotate in X axis, right? So Z and X. So select this translate Z and rotate X. Right, so just give a key at the first frame without giving any value, and here you can just give some values. So 5, 10, or any value you can give. I'll just give 10, and this rotate X should be 360 degree. So key it and close. So now you can see when I just move this object, the wheel is rotating, but of course it is not moving with the object. You have to just use that constraint. So you do you remember that constraint? All this parent, point constraint, origin constraint, and scale constraint.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so use this particular constraint. So for usually we go with the parent constraint itself, because that will take everything. So move, rotate, as well as scale it will take. So usually we directly give a parent constraint. But if you want, you can just go with one particular things. If you want only the movement, only for the rotation, only for the scaling, you can just select this. But usually we just give this parent constraint itself. It's because it will take all of these three things. So select the object and select the wheel and parent it. So now you can see what happened. And stop rotating. Okay, I'll just try with this point constraint. Yeah, for this actually point constraint is taking. So if I give parent constraint now, this rotation is not happening. So only it is parented with that one. So better go with this point constraint. right? So now you can see when I just move this object, the wheel started rotating, but you can observe it will rotate only till 10. So because I've added a key till 10, after that you can see it stopped rotating. And also you can see when I just move this object little, you can see it is not rotating, but after 1 it is rotating. So that means the point values it is not taking. So that is again because of spline tangent. So just go to this animation editor, graph editor, make it linear, linear tangent. So now I can see when I start moving it, even the point values are taking. And one more thing is it is not taking minus value, and also you can see when I just move the object after 10 it is not rotating. So for that again you have to give infinity, post infinity and pre infinity, so that it will just rotate forever. You can see after 10 also it is moving, and if you go with minus value, with minus value also it is rotating. The same thing you have to do for all the remaining wheels. You can't, as I said, you can't duplicate this and keep it on the other side, so that will not take. You can see even though you copied, those key will not be taken for this object, so you have to manually again do for the remaining wheels. And one more thing, with this parent constraint, you have one more parent. So if you just go to this edit, you can see this particular parent. So both are same, but thing is, it's like combined. So you can see, I'll just take one object, then duplicate this. And here, remember, usually for the constraint, if you're adding the constraint, first we will select the parent and then the child, and then we apply this constraints. But if you're using this parent, first you have to select the child and then the parent. So in constraint, first you have to select the parent. In edit parent, you have to first select the child. So suppose if you want this to be a parent, then you have to select this child first, then parent, and then go to give edit and give parent. So both are same, you can see, but you can see it is like the parent is, the child is selected. It's like it is selected, and same thing you can do rotation, then scaling, everything. But in that parent constraint, you can see the difference. So here first we have to select the parent and then the child, and then go to constraint and parent. So the difference is, you can see when I select the parent, the child is selected, but here it is not selected, but of course it will move. The same thing will happen here also. And when I rotate it, it is rotating. So here also it is rotating, but only scale will have little difference. So you can see only the parent is scaling. So child is not scaling. It is just moving. But here you can see when I scale it, even the child is scaling. So some cases we have to use this constraints, and some cases we'll be using this parent constraint. So usually this role will comes under rigging part, so where you'll be learning more about all these constraints, and where this constraints are used, and where this parent is used. So those things comes under rigging. So if you're learning more about rigging, then you'll be covering all these things. And unparenting it, if you're using constraint, you have to go here, select the child and delete this constraint. So the parent constraint is removed. But here, if you want to unparent this, select the child and press Shift P. So Shift P, or just go to edit and then unparent it. Or you can see here it is there. So Shift P, so that it will be unparented.